why fast charging is slowly destroying your battery and your money. You plugged in your phone. A bright green icon flashed on the screen. A bold message appeared, super fast charging active. You smiled. Because in your mind, faster is better. In your mind, technology has solved the problem of time itself. You see the percentage climb, 10%, 20%, 50% in minutes. But while you were watching that number rise, something else was happening inside your device. Silently, invisibly, irreversibly. This is not a story about broken phones. This is a story about a trade-off that almost nobody understands. Your phone did not get smarter. It got hotter. Your battery did not get stronger. It got weaker. And you paid for it, not today, but in the future you cannot see. Look at your charging cable. Look at that heavy brick plugged into the wall. Look at the glowing number on your screen. You think you are saving time. What you are actually doing is spending your battery's lifespan. Fast charging is not free. It is a high-interest loan from your battery's future. And eventually, the debt comes due. That is what this video is about. Most people believe a battery is just a simple container for electricity. Like a bucket. You fill it up with water. You pour it out. You fill it again. Simple, right? That belief is wrong. A lithium-ion battery is not a bucket. It is a complex chemical system under constant stress. Every time you charge it, tiny structural changes happen at the microscopic level. Those changes are permanent. They never reverse. They only accumulate. Your phone does not refill like a water bottle. It ages like a human body. And fast charging is like forcing that body to run a marathon every single morning without warming up. Let's start at the molecular level. Inside your phone is a lithium-ion cell. It has two sides, a cathode made of lithium cobalt oxide, an anode made of graphite. Between them is a liquid electrolyte that allows ions to swim back and forth. When you use your phone, lithium ions swim from the anode to the cathode. This releases energy. When you charge your phone, you force those ions to swim back to the anode. In slow charging, standard 5W or 10W, this process is gentle. The ions drift calmly across the electrolyte. They find an empty spot in the graphite structure, a process called intercalation, and settle in. It is orderly. It is safe. But when you activate fast charging, 25W, 45W, 100W+, everything changes. The charger does not politely ask the ions to move. It shoves them with massive electrical pressure, voltage. Instead of drifting, the ions rush. They flood towards the anode like a crowd running for a narrow exit. And this creates a traffic jam at the atomic level. This leads to a phenomenon called lithium plating. Because the ions are arriving faster than they can enter the graphite structure, they start to pile up on the surface. Instead of embedding inside, they turn into metallic lithium on the outside. Think of it like snow. If it snows lightly, the snow melts into the ground. If it blizzards, the snow piles up on top. This metallic lithium is dead weight. It can no longer hold a charge. It effectively shrinks the size of your battery. This is why your 2-year-old phone only lasts half a day. The battery didn't leak. Portions of it simply turned into useless metal. But it gets worse. These piles of lithium can grow into sharp, needle-like structures called dendrites. If a dendrite grows long enough, it can pierce the separator between the anode and cathode. If that happens, you get a short circuit. Best case, the battery dies instantly. Worst case, the battery swells, catches fire, or explodes. Now, let's talk about the second enemy, heat. Fast charging does one thing consistently. It generates massive amounts of heat. This is basic physics. Ohm's law, power equals current squared times resistance. P equals I squared R. When you double the charging speed, you quadruple the heat generation. In normal slow charging, your battery might stay at a comfortable 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. In fast charging, it can rapidly climb to 45 degrees Celsius or even 50 degrees Celsius. That difference might feel small to your hand. To a battery, it is catastrophic. Inside the battery, there is a delicate layer called the SEI, solid electrolyte interface. This layer protects the anode from corrosion. But the SEI is very sensitive to heat. At high temperatures, the SEI layer starts to decompose and break down. The electrolyte creates fresh SEI to repair the cracks, but this repair process consumes lithium ions. So, you are losing lithium to plating. And you are losing lithium to SEI repair. It is a double attack on your capacity. Battery lifespan decreases exponentially with temperature. Every 10 degrees Celsius increase roughly halves the chemical life of the cell. So when you fast charge every day, you are effectively cutting your battery's life expectancy in half. Your phone feels fine. The battery percentage looks normal. But inside, microscopic damage is stacking up, layer by layer, charge by charge. Now, let's look at the charging curve that companies don't want you to think about. Fast charging is never truly fast, from 0% to 100%. It is a marketing trick. It is only fast at the beginning. Phase 1. Constant current, 0% to 50%. This is the sprint. The charger blasts maximum amperage into the battery. This is where the marketing claims come from. 50% in 15 minutes. But this is also where the most heat is generated. This is where the lithium plating risk is highest. Phase 2. Saturation, 50% to 80%. The phone detects the heat rising. It detects the voltage peaking. It throttles the speed to prevent an explosion. The fast charge starts to slow down. Phase 3. Trickle charge, 80% to 100%. The battery is nearly full. The ions have nowhere to go. Pushing current now would be dangerous. So the phone slows to a crawl. Charging the last 20% often takes as long as the first 50%. The damage happened in phase 1. You paid the price in heat and stress. But you only saved a few minutes of real-world time. Now, let's talk about your charger brick. You probably bought a 65W, 100W, or even a 120W GON charger. It feels futuristic. It feels powerful. But your battery was never designed to accept that much power directly. The charger sends high voltage, 9V, 12V, 20V, to the phone. But the battery creates 3.7V to 4.2V. Your phone's internal PMIC, power management integrated circuit, has to convert that high voltage down. This conversion is not 100% efficient. The wasted energy turns into, you guessed it, heat. So the heat is not just inside the battery. It is radiating from the motherboard. It is cooking the display adhesive. It is stressing the solder joints on the CPU. It is degrading the waterproofing seals. This is why older phones develop ghost touch issues or the back glass starts to peel off. The glue didn't just fail. You cooked it from the inside out with your fast charger. Again, not a coincidence. It is thermodynamics. Now, consider your habits. Most people use fast charging in the absolute worst scenarios. Scenario 1. The morning rush. Your phone is already warm from overnight background updates. You plug in a 45W charger to get a quick boost. The heat stacks on top of heat. Scenario 2. The car charger. You mount your phone on the dashboard. The sun is beating down on the black screen. The GPS is running, generating heat. The LTE modem is searching for signal, generating heat. And then you plug in a fast charger. This is the death zone for batteries. The temperature can easily exceed 60 degrees Celsius. This single drive can age your battery by months in just 1 hour. Scenario 3. The pillow charge. You plug it in at night. You fall asleep. The phone slides under your pillow. Fast charging generates heat, but the pillow blocks the airflow. The heat has nowhere to go. It builds up. This is not just bad for the battery. It is a fire hazard. Now, let's translate this into the real cost. There are 2 invoices you pay. Invoice number 1. Premature battery replacement. A standard lithium-ion battery is rated for about 500 charge cycles before it drops to 80% capacity. If you charge slowly and keep it cool, you might get 800 or 1000 cycles. If you fast charge and overheat it daily, that number can drop to 300 cycles. That means instead of your battery lasting 3 years, it dies in 18 months. A battery replacement costs $80 to $100. Or, because the phone is sealed, you might just buy a new $1,000 phone. Fast charging accelerates your upgrade cycle. Invoice number 2. Device reliability. Heat affects everything. Over time, you may experience random shutdowns. The phone gets sluggish because the CPU throttles to avoid overheating. The charging port fails because of the high current. The battery swells and cracks the back glass. These are not bad luck. They are the predictable consequences of thermal stress. Now, here is the psychological trick. You rarely connect the dots. You don't think, fast charging killed my phone. You think, man, this phone is getting old. But old is just another word for chemically degraded. You aged it artificially. So what should you do? Am I saying you should throw away your fast charger? No. Fast charging is a tool. But like any power tool, it can cause damage if misused. Here is the protocol to protect your investment. Step 1. Treat fast charging as emergency only. Use it when you have 10 minutes before a flight. Use it when your phone is dead and you need to call an Uber. But for the overnight charge, use a standard 5W or 10W charger. You have 8 hours of sleep. You don't need to fill the battery in 30 minutes. Let it sip power slowly and coolly. Step 2. The 20 to 80 rule. Lithium ions are happiest in the middle. 0% is stressful, low voltage. 100% is stressful, high voltage. Try to keep your battery between 20% and 80%. This dramatically reduces the stress on the chemical structure. Many modern phones have a setting to limit charge to 80%. Turn it on. Step 3. Thermal management. Never fast charge in direct sunlight. Never fast charge under a pillow. If your phone feels hot, take the case off. The case acts like a winter coat, trapping the heat. Step 4. Disable fast charging in settings. Samsung and other Android phones allow you to toggle fast charging off in the battery menu. Turn it off for daily use. Turn it on only when you need it. The difference in daily convenience is small. The difference in battery life is massive. The truth is simple. Fast charging is not a miracle. It is a trade-off. You are trading longevity for speed. You are trading reliability for convenience. Technology did not eliminate physics. It just hid the cost from your eyes. Every time you see that fast charging icon, remember, you are not saving time. You are borrowing it from your battery's future. And one day, that debt will come due.